Hello everybody and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be making 5 Easter bakes that you guys can make this week to celebrate Easter on Sunday.
We only need the two of us together. I need only you in this crazy world. 'Cause we got love. I need only you here with me.
Morning!
Good morning.
So yeah, today's video, instead of a weekend vlog, I thought it's basically going to be full of baking. So I'm going to do 5 different Easter bakes and show you guys how to make them so that you guys could possibly make them this week to have on Easter Sunday as well, like we are. Okay, I just wanted to quickly add that I have never made any of these bakes before, so if I do go wrong I apologise. I normally do go wrong when I'm baking, so I apologise if I go wrong at any point. But I'm super excited to try them all out because if they go well then I can make them in the future, and I'll be super excited to have a new like go-to recipe or snack or just like star bake, if that makes sense. Like something, I always tend to alter things as well because I don't like certain things. Like in some of them bakes that I'm going to do today has raisins in and sultanas, which I don't like and Tom doesn't like, so we're going to just swap them out for more Easter chocolate. The first bake that I'm going to do, Tom is just having his breakfast, because it takes the longest, is hot cross buns. So the things that you need for hot cross buns are full fat milk, butter, strong bread flour, salt, a 7-gram packet of yeast, sunflower oil and 1 egg. You then can put all of your different like flavourings and stuff in it. So the recipe, the BBC Good Foods recipe that I'm using, which I will link in the description, as well as all the other recipes that I'm using today, they say obviously put the sultanas in it, apple, orange zest, cinnamon and all of that. I do not like sultanas, so I'm going to do chocolate chip ones, and then for the glaze on top the recipe says apricot jam, but instead of that, because it won't really go with chocolate chips, I think I'm just going to do maple syrup or honey just as the glaze on the top to make the crust nice and sweet. Okay, for this bake you want to measure out your milk, 300ml, and boil it. Once it has started boiling you want to take it off the heat and add 50 grams of butter to the milk. Then weigh out your 500 grams of bread flour, add 75 grams of caster sugar, your 7-gram packet of yeast and a pinch of salt. Mix that all together until it is combined. Make a well in the middle and pour in your slightly cooled milk and butter mixture. Then crack out your egg and pour that into the mixture as well, and then mix it all together to start making a sticky dough. And when I say it is going to be sticky, it is going to be sticky, so you want to flour out your surface and mix it together with your hand until it is well combined in the bowl before you then put it out on the side, because it is going to be sticky. Look at how sticky that is. Just pursue through the stickiness, it will get better, trust me. Dampen your hands, it makes it easier to handle, and just keep flouring your surface. And then once you have combined it, you want to make sure it is a smooth dough so it's not got many lumps in it and it is elasticy. Once you have done your dough, you want to make sure you clean your bowl, because you're going to put it back into that bowl to rise, so you need to wash it and then slightly oil it. Get the oil all over the bowl so that it doesn't stick, but don't do too much because it will get too greasy. You also want to make sure the cling film that you're covering the bowl with has got some oil in it, just in case it rises so much that it touches it, you don't want it to stick. So yeah, then make sure you put your dough back in the bowl, cover it up and leave it to rise for an hour in a warm place. I chose my oven because I just had it on, I then turned it off and it was warm in there, not hot, just warm. Now it is time to add your mixtures. So I've obviously chosen chocolate, you could have sultanas, cinnamon, apple, whatever you want. Just this is the time that you now need that into it. Make sure it is well distributed. You don't want patches with lots of chocolate and some with not. But then you want to put it back in your bowl to rise again for another hour. Okay, and then before you proof this for the last time, you have to proof it 3 times. you want to roll it out this time into the hot cross bun shapes. So we're gonna roll them out. I think this makes about 15, so I'm gonna aim for 14, have an even number, and put them on trays. And then you want to proof it one last time for another hour, but cover it with, I'm gonna cover it with tea towel, not tight to seal, but just over it. So I'm gonna roll them out now, put them on there, and leave them for another hour. Okay, so I completely forgot. I've just rolled them out and covered them up with a tea towel, but I completely forgot that the oven would be hot because it was on. So even though they were on top of it, not in it, the dough at the bottom would still get warm and the chocolate would melt. So some of them are a bit like streaky like that, you see. But they'll still be good. I think they might be more like brioche rolls than hot cross buns, but they'll be similar, which is good. And we don't like sultanas either way, so either way they should be better. But right, gonna leave them for up to an hour to double in size again, and then they'll be going into bake. Okay, this last thing we want to do before we put the hot cross buns in the oven, it's really warm in here, so I'll take my jump off again. The last thing we want to do is make the crosses. So it's 75 grams of flour, plain flour, and then you just add a tablespoon of water to it individually until you get a thick like paste. And then you want to put it either in a piping bag, or what I'm going to do is put it in one of my sandwich bags, cut the end off and pipe on the crosses. After like 5 hours they finally go in the oven. Probably more like 4 with the baking and the rousing, probably more like 4, but still they're going to go in the oven. So 20 minutes in a normal oven would be fine, but mine's a bit funny because I have a gas oven, but they look so good and they smell amazing. Okay, I grabbed one of the less appealing looking ones that was off the burnt pile. The burnt plate still looked good in my opinion, but let's try this. Oh, I think all the chocolate rose to the top, but never mind. That fell apart so easy. Ah. I've never made bread before, I'm so happy. This is good. I should have eaten it straight away. It would have been amazing straight out the oven. But look, melted chocolate. Yes, definitely make these worth the 4 hours. Okay, the next one is a classic Easter treat. It's nice and easy one this time, and it is chocolate mini egg brownies, but we're going to do them in the cake cases, so they're little brownie bites.
Wait.
You will need cupcake cases, 150 grams of chocolate, 175 grams of butter, 250 grams of light brown sugar, 85 grams of self-raising flour, 50 grams of cocoa powder. I'm using hot chocolate because I don't have any cocoa powder, 3 eggs, and then whatever you want to go inside. So I'd normally melt this on the hob, but the only bowl I've got that works on the hob has got the hot cross buns in, so I'm going to melt this in the microwave. Very slowly, very patiently. So that is the first step, but I completely forgot to put in my brown sugar. So where you would normally melt your chocolate and your butter on the hob, you would also add in your brown sugar to melt along with it. I completely forgot to put in my sugar, and it kind of made my brownies more like cakes rather than brownies. Okay, while that is melting, sift out your flour with your cocoa powder and add some salt. Then once that is completely melted all together with the sugar, you want to put it in with the dry ingredients and mix it all together. Then crack your eggs and whisk them up, 1, 2 and 3. Mix them together and also add that in. Mix it all together to make your brownie batter. This will be thicker than mine. Mine was thinner because it had no sugar in it. But then distribute it into your cupcake cases. Chop up anything you would like to go inside your brownies. So I have obviously got my mini eggs. I will top my brownies with these mini eggs and they will also go inside. I would recommend more than one of the small packets because I didn't have enough. I wish I put more brownies, more mini eggs in these brownies. And then they go in the oven. It wants to be on either gas mark 4 like me or 180 degrees Celsius for 12 to 15 minutes. Ooh, they smell good. Whoa. Have you seen them, Tom?
No.
Whoa, they smell good. Whoa, they look like chocolate cake.
Why?
I did a boo-boo. I always do a boo-boo when I'm doing baking days. I forgot to put the brown sugar in. I don't know where it was supposed to go, but I forgot to put it in. I wrote down my recipe following the recipe off the internet, and I forgot to write down when to put the sugar in. But I tried one. You can see I've eaten that one at the back, half eaten it, and it still tastes good. Tastes like, I think it tastes like chocolate cake now because they haven't hardened, and because it's in a cake case, so my brain's making it like a cake. But they still taste good. I guess they're less sugary without the sugar in, but it's got chocolate and cocoa powder in, so yeah. Well, they're still good. I like them. Do you want to try some, Tom? Smells like cake, doesn't it?
Yeah. Just think it's not going to be as, like, I think that thick sugar is what makes a brownie goopy.
Yeah, probably.
It's alright.
Is it nice though?
It's still nice, yeah.
Tom's eating it, so it's not bad that he won't eat it. See, I think they're nice because they're lighter than a brownie would be.
Yeah.
Because it's more like a cake. But it's a nice light cake. All in all, I really like these brownies, even though they came out more like cakes, and I would recommend making them. Okay, so the next bake is going to be a savoury item, and they are called cheese, pesto and bacon puffs. They're like little pastry tarts, but it's now evening, so excuse how crazy my hair is. We just aren't that hungry today for dinner, so I'm going to make these as our tea. We're going to have one each, it makes 4. But I'll put the recipe obviously down in the description. I'm going to make them now because they only take 20 minutes, and it seems like they will take literally less than 5 minutes to make. Assemble. I mean, I need to cook some bacon, which will take 5 minutes because they're chopping it up into lardons. But yeah, so literally the only thing you need for this bake is 320 gram pre-rolled puff pastry sheet. You can make your own, but I have gone for this. Some bacon. It does say unsmoked, but we have smoked because this is what we had the other day, so I'm just going to use it up. And it also does say lardons, but like I said, I'm just going to chop this up because our bacon needs using. A leek, some soft cheese, I've gone for brie, and some pesto. I've gone for green pesto because I prefer it, but you don't have to. I've also just gone for Morrison's pesto because it's all they had. So yeah, a pesto. Okay, to make these you want to chop up your leeks. I heard that I googled how to chop a leek because I didn't know, I've never cooked with one. You need to chop off the base, chop off the leafy bit and then dice it. Then you want to put them in the frying pan. I did them at the same time as my bacon. I probably would have done my bacon first and then put my leeks in after they'd all kind of shrunken up a little bit. But either way, you just want to fry your leeks and your bacon for about 8 minutes. The recipe says 8 minutes, but it was around 10 minutes I did it for. Then roll out your pastry on either a surface or the tray that you're going to do it on, and chop it into 4. Once you have chopped it up, you want to spread out your pesto all over the pastry and then turn over all 4 sides so that they become like little frames almost. Then you want to add on your cheese. You just want to crumble this up. A soft cheese is better, so it melts a lot easier and spreads out. I would have added a lot more brie than I did in hindsight. Then add on your bacon and leek mixture. Get this definitely underneath the bits of the frame as well as in the middle, because when you're eating it, it just gives the whole thing a lot more flavour. But make sure you add all of your ingredients onto all of these. Looking back, I cooked a bit much. It did just say 100 grams of each in the recipe, and I think I did a bit more than that. You then want to put them in the oven on gas mark 6. I put them on gas mark 4, but definitely put them on gas mark 6 for 20 minutes, because then the pastry puffs up way more. This was gas mark 4, gas mark 6 then came out way better. Look at that. Looking at how long I had put them in on gas mark 6 for an extra 10 minutes, I probably should have done an extra 15. But in hindsight, they came out pretty nice. So, I have a couple of points. I would say the oven needs to be on a little higher, because it didn't puff very much. It puffed up when I put it back in the second time for a little longer on a higher temperature. And to make, rather than making 4 out of the whole thing, I'd probably say make 6 and have smaller ones so they're easier to eat, because this has fallen apart a lot. Like, it's quite hard to eat, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, but do you like the flavour? Mm-hmm. It's nice, isn't it? I'd make it again. But is it a thumbs up?
Yeah, I like it.
Good.
It's a little bit, like, it is quite disintegrating.
Yeah, the puff didn't puff too much, but definitely a thumbs up, and I would make this one again. Hello everybody, it's now the next day. Sorry if you can hear the wind. We've just got our weird fan thing open. We don't have an extractor fan, we have just a thing that's meant to be a fan, but it's broken, so it's just basically a hole in the wall. But yeah, so that is on. If you can hear the wind, I apologise. But I am now going to do my next bake. The next two are sweet treats. So this one is meringues. So obviously meringues are just a very light but sugary treat that you can have. You can make it into all different kinds of things. You can just do meringue like spheres, balls that you can do, but we are going to make meringues and then pipe them into little, try and pipe them into little bunny shapes, and then from that you can either make them into just little snacks, so you could either keep them as they are, or you could dip them in chocolate, or you could like sandwich them together with some jam in the middle to make little like macaroon kind of things. Or we might make them into Eton mess. We might get some strawberries and some ice cream and have little Easter Eton mess for dessert later. But anyway, let's get on with the recipe. This is really, I want to say quick and simple. I'm going to try and make the batter, the meringue mixture, quite quickly, because obviously it's only 2 ingredients. But it does cook for an hour and a half, so it does take quite a long time to cook. But anyway, let's make the mixture with 4 eggs, but just the whites, and 225 grams of caster sugar. So to make the meringue, you want to get the whites from your 4 eggs into a bowl, carefully, not like me, almost dropped the yolks, and then whisk them up until it is completely foamy. So you want to keep mixing past this. You're going to just keep going until it makes peaks, but these peaks aren't peaky enough, they flop over. If you saw, you want them to stand upright like this. And then once they are in that position, you want to add your sugar, small amounts at a time. Just keep adding it, small amounts at a time, spoon it in if you want to, but mix until it is all in and all combined. And then you want to spoon it into your piping bag, or I'm using a sandwich bag, which I'm going to chop the end off of, and just put it all in there. You could do 2 bags if you wanted to, if you don't want all of it in one bag, because it falls out quite quickly like that. And then pipe it into your shape. So here's my first bunny. So they will hold their shape. We say this later, but just so you are reminded right now, it will hold any shape that you've got. So you see that line on that bunny on the right's head, that will stay there. I do smooth that out later, but that will stay there. I tried to make some more spring animals. I made a chicken.
I feel like this is not going to work.
And I tried to make a sheep. I think some will go alright. I think they might puff up a bit. But otherwise I think they just harden. So I've tried to neaten them so that they don't have all of the lines, because I think it holds the lines.
This is how they make them little
Kisses.
cheeseburger looking thing.
Oh, macarons, yeah.
Is that these?
Yeah, but you bang them on the floor so that they're like not liney. But right, in they go.
In they go.
For an hour, and then heat it up a little bit. Goodbye, my Oliver. Good luck, chickens.
Good luck, bunnies.
Okay, you want them to go in the oven for an hour and a half, and then once they come out, they might be slightly golden, but they won't have grown too much. So you can put your meringue shapes close together, but not so close that they are touching, because they will spread slightly. The sheep looks funny. They've come out a little yellow, but I did use a bit of golden caster sugar because I didn't quite have enough normal caster sugar. But I don't mind. They're still little bunnies.
Oh. Little bunny.
They've just come out, be careful.
Wow.
Oh wow. They're good. They're meringue, which is good. Crumbly, which is good too. If you want them flavoured, we put a tiny bit of vanilla in ours, but not too much, so I would recommend putting more vanilla in if you want them vanilla-y. Otherwise they just taste like plain meringue, which I like, but you could also dip them in chocolate to make them a bit different. But they're so cool, I love them. Okay, that was super fun. But yeah, last one is the simplest and probably the most like commonly done, if that makes sense, but it is Rocky Road. So super simple, doesn't go in the oven, just chills in the fridge, and you can fill it with anything, literally anything. So yeah, super simple, and you can make it your own. Okay, so what you need is 225 grams of chocolate, 100 grams of butter, some cocoa powder, but we still don't have any, so again just using some hot chocolate, golden syrup, which we're running out of, so we've got it upside down, and then your ingredients, your toppings as you would call them. Rocky Road traditionally has biscuits in, which is normally rich tea, marshmallows, and then most of the time people put cranberries in it or some sort of fruit, but I'm not doing that because I haven't got any. So we're going to have mini eggs and mini cream eggs because it's Easter, and then I've got half a pack of Smarties that I didn't finish the other day, and some pink glitter sprinkles. So yeah, this is going to be a good Rocky Road. Okay, on to the last bake. You want to chop up your chocolate and put it in a bowl, either to melt in the microwave or on the hob. I'm just doing my chocolate first in the microwave because it then mixes better with the butter once it is melted a little bit, because it melts slower than butter. I then transfer it into a bigger bowl and add in my cocoa powder and my golden syrup. Yours will probably come out a bit quicker than mine because mine has been in the pantry, it was very cold. But then you just want to mix it all together and put it in the fridge to chill while you do the next few steps, which is chop up all of your additions. So I am breaking up my biscuits. You kind of want these a little smaller, and I am chopping up my mini eggs, which is going within my batter, into smaller shapes, probably quarters. You can then take your mixture out the fridge, add in these, so your mini eggs, your biscuits and your marshmallows. Mix that all together so it is well distributed. You don't want areas with biscuit and some with just mini egg. You want it to have a mixture of everything. And then cling film a container, so a fridge safe container. You want to put it with cling film because this will make it easier to get your Rocky Road back out again. Add in your mixture, so spread out all your Rocky Road so it goes in the corner. It will be sticky, but it will chill eventually. And then just top it with whatever you want. I am just topping it with some whole mini eggs, just squeezing them into spaces that don't have anything or have less of them. I'm also here adding my Smarties, it's super colourful now. And then I'm chopping my cream eggs in half and putting them like egg side up so you can see the insides. And then just covering it with my pink sprinkles and some more marshmallows. Very colourful. Then needs to go in the fridge for at least an hour. Okay, so I have been looking at this all day. It's still a bit squidgy. I feel like there was too much chocolate maybe? Or not enough, I don't know. But it's still a little squidgy, but I'm going to try and cut it anyway. Okay, so it got stuck to all the cling film. Do not use cling film, maybe use greaseproof paper or something like that. But it tastes good. If you use the same ratio as me and the same sort of size container as me, then definitely 10 biscuits was a bit much, maybe 8. Just so it's more evenly spread throughout the whole bake. There's quite a lot of biscuit in this, but if you like biscuit then it's good. I like this is really nice. This is still super sticky though. Maybe I will put them in the freezer overnight and like harden it all up, but I'm not too sure why it's still sticky. Like, I need to Google whether I need to put either more butter or more chocolate in to make it less sticky, but I think freezing it overnight will do it good because it's holding its shape. So it just needs to cool for longer and then eventually it will be less sticky. So that's it, all 5 bakes done. Let me know which one is your favourite and which one you might try down in the comments. And that is all of the bakes. I can't believe I've baked 5 things in 2 days. Thomas is here, he's just had a bath. Oh, but that has been basically, when I said at the start of the vlog I wasn't going to do a weekend vlog because I'm baking, this literally has been my whole weekend. But which was your favourite?
My favourite, the Rocky Road. It's not quite, well it is Rocky Road, but it was more...
It's too sticky.
Sticky, which I prefer. I liked it.
I've put it in the freezer, so I'm going to see what it's like in the morning. Yeah, but it was good. I think it's because it's just pure chocolate.
Yeah, it's like when people try and make chocolate fudge.
Chocolate fudge, yeah. When I made chocolate fudge it was a bit like that.
Obviously a bit less
bit more fudgy.
bitty and stuff.
Yeah.
Fudge is a bit more...
Has the fudge taste.
Yeah.
But it was good, that was good. I also really liked the hot cross buns. They turned out way better than I thought they were going to.
Yeah.
And they were basically just like good bread. Like, I'm so glad I made them because now I know how to make them. And the meringues turned out really well. My least favourite is obviously the brownies because I forgot to put the sugar in. And the pastries, I thought the recipe said gas mark 4 but it was gas mark 6. So yeah, definitely just turn it up to gas mark 6. But yeah, it was a really good weekend. I've enjoyed baking it and it's made me feel really Eastery now with all the mini eggs and stuff. And this will definitely be our like chocolate fix ready for the weekend, and then we have got an Easter egg and then that's like, will be chocolate overload.
Yeah.
But let me know down in the comments what you guys like to bake at Easter. If you bake any of these things or if you have a go at baking them, definitely let me know. I'll put my Instagram handle here and send me pictures because I really want to see your bakes and just what you guys make and your creations. So yeah, definitely send me some pictures in the DMs. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. It was super fun. Please give this a big thumbs up if you did enjoy because it really helps me out, and subscribe if you haven't already because there'll be more of this coming. And yeah, this is basically every season there'll be me baking. But thank you so much for watching and we will see you in the next video.